Well, Chris Popper, I'm joined here by head coach Mark Shields from the MDI football coach. And, Coach, you and I, we are no longer the great unwashed. We both have power.
Yeah, we have power. Yeah, we probably shouldn't be saying that because there might be some people listening that don't, well, I guess maybe they listen in their car. I don't know.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I found it interesting that I was trying to figure out who had school on Tuesday, I guess it was. So I'm out in my car listening in the driveway. We have no power. And the guy on the radio, you know these radio guys, the guy on the radio says, well, all you need to do is go to our website and check out all the cancellations. And I'm thinking, website? If you don't have power.
No, Coach,
then,
for most people, they can use it on their phone.
Oh, my, people use cell phones.
Yes.
Oh, see, my flip track phone.
Exactly. Coach, we're going to bring you into the 20th century. Now, we don't want to go all the way to the 21st century. We're going to bring you into the 20th century soon.
I'm just so afraid if I have a phone, people are going to be able to find me.
They'll call you. What the heck? All right. So tonight, well, listen, this is... we've been doing these coaches shows since the middle of August. Ideally, we'd like to do these another 2 weeks, but tonight you've got to get past a very tough and hard Oceanside team.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Chris. You know, we knew going into the season that this Oceanside team was going to be tough, and sure enough, here they are in the semifinal. And you know, we played them twice last year, once in the regular season, and barely got by them down there in Rockland, and then they come to us in the semifinal and barely got by them in that, and they have a lot of good athletes coming back, so we knew that they were going to be a tough team. And you know, sure enough, you know, they've been knocking off a lot of good teams this year, including a really good Herman team last Friday night at Herman to get themselves down to MDI for the semifinal. And yeah, I mean, we're just to the point in the season where there's not going to be any cupcakes. You know, there's not going to be, you're going to step on the field and just expect to win, you know, just because you're really going to have to earn victories. And you know, I was saying to my staff the other day, I can't honestly think of a year where the top four teams were as close as they are. When you look at, you know, MCI's going to Winslow, and excuse me, Winslow barely beat MCI here a couple weekends ago. I think it was maybe 3 points. Yep. You know, and now us in Oceanside, as close as we are, you look at the scores of the teams that they've played compared to the teams that we've played and how close the scores are. So, you know, it's exciting and really scary all at the same time. But you know, the exciting thing is that any of the four teams can definitely go on to that state championship game. So it's a big night for us, and it's going to be a tough game for sure.
They've got, I mean, this game tonight features the two leading runners in the Big 11, Michael Norton from Oceanside and Colby Lee from MDI. Norton's a real deal. I mean, he's power on both offense and defense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you'd have to say he's their best player, probably on both sides of the ball. I mean, you look at tape on this team, and you know, he's the guy that most of the time is busting off the long runs. They have another kid, number 22, that they put at their other wing in that double wing offense, and their fullback's tough as well. But Norton, you're right, he's the real deal. I mean, he's strong, he's fast. He and Colby Lee are a lot alike. You know, they just have that breakaway speed, but they're also kids that you can tell have committed themselves in the weight room and have gotten themselves strong. And you know, he's hard to bring down. I mean, they run that double wing, so they're going to lead with a lot of their linemen, the big guys up front, and you have to fight your way through that to try to tackle a strong running back, and a lot of times he'll bust it, you know, because people try to arm tackle him, and it just isn't going to work against him. So, yeah, it's going to be a big night for our defense to try to stop what they do, and definitely try to stop Norton. And you know, we're hoping that our best running back, Colby Lee, has a big night, and you know, it'll be exciting to watch the two guys going at it tonight.
Tonight, the weather may play a bit of a factor. You've got rain on and off throughout the day. I'm not sure what it's doing now as we tape this at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but they're also talking winds. I mean, tonight, gusts, or this afternoon, gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Tonight, northwesterly winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusts up to 30 miles per hour.
Yep, that's right. I been checking the hour-by-hour weather, and here it is, almost 1:20 in the afternoon on Friday, and I can see the wind blowing out there. The trees are definitely moving. We haven't had any precipitation yet. It looks like a lot of that's going to come in here though in the next hour or two. They keep kind of changing. I go to weatherchannel.com and they keep changing it from rain to showers off and on. But it looks like whatever we're going to get is going to go right up to kickoff. So that means that pregame's going to be slippery. The balls are going to get wet. And, obviously if it goes right to kickoff, then the field's going to be wet whether it stops raining or not. So, so for both teams, that's going to be big as far as protecting the football.
Yeah.
It could be a night of the turnover battle, and playoff games, obviously, you can't be turning the football over. And, in a game like this, if you're the one, putting the ball on the turf most of the night, you're the one that's going to be disappointed by the end of the night. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm sure their coaches will be preaching it. I know we'll be preaching to put two hands on the football all night long because, trying to get that extra yard is not going to be as important as protecting the football.
With the last week, there was not a problem, but there were some issues with penalties. What have you done about that?
Yeah, honestly, we haven't done much. I mean, we did talk to the kids because a few of them were holding penalties, and and this isn't a knock on our officials, but all our coaches have gone back and looked at the tape, and some of the calls we just don't see it. I don't know what they're looking at, but we didn't see holding. Now they must have seen something that we didn't, and they're on the field live and they're closer to the play, and they must have seen something. So we talked to the kids about when you're blocking, make sure that you keep your hands in. Anytime you have your hands, slide out on that shoulder pad, grabbing any sort of jersey, anything like that. They're going to probably see that, and then they're going to throw that flag. So it's something we talked to the kids about, but we didn't, spend a great amount of time, talking to them about their technique because, honestly, we didn't see a lot of it on tape.
Okay. Tonight, obviously, special teams is going to be a key factor of the game. You've been you work on that constantly. What have you done this week?
Yep. So I think this is going to be, who knows how this one's going to play out. It could be a super low-scoring affair because two really good defenses and two offenses that want to run the ball, but also you got two offenses that have been putting a lot of points on the board. So,
the top two in Big 11.
Yeah, so either way, I think it's going to be tight. And, when you got a tight ball game, we both know that special teams and turnovers usually play the big part in the win or the loss of the game. And, you just can't give up a kickoff return. You can't give up a punt return. You can't muff a punt. You can't fumble your kickoff. You can't snap the ball over your punter's head. You just can't do that and expect to win a playoff game. So you're right. We've worked, extremely hard once again, as we always do. Each night of practice, we spend at least 10 minutes giving them individual time where they go, the punters punt, the kickers kick, the PAT guys do that, the return guys, they do their thing. And then we have time built into our practice plan where we actually get our teams together and do that. And we've worked hard on that. We've actually worked even harder, I think, this week than other weeks on certain aspects of our special teams to even get better at it. So hopefully that helps us tonight.
Momentum is going to be key tonight. Do you want the ball? Do you want the ball? I mean, obviously that last minute and a half in the end of the first half is going to be key. Whoever, scores or denies gives you that momentum going into halftime, and then someone's going to get the ball, obviously. But do you want the ball first, or do you want the ball second? Yeah,
great point. And, I don't know. I mean, I've been thinking about it. For me, I think it might have a lot to do with the weather. And if the field is in good shape and dry, we might take the ball first. But if it's pretty wet out there and the ball's going to be slippery, we might kick it off and see if we can get a turnover on them. they might be thinking the same thing about us. Maybe they get the ball deep in their own end, and then they fumble the ball, what have you, and then we get some momentum there. But we might not have the option either way. They might win the toss and tell us what's going to happen. But still thinking about it. Like I said last week, I normally talk to Andrew Phelps before the game, and usually whatever he tells me, and that's what we do.
Who calls the coin toss for you?
You know what? That's something I probably should know. But the coaches, because we go out with the captains, and then the officials go over sportsmanship and all that sort of stuff, and then they dismiss us.
Right.
And then they have the kids call it. But I believe it's Andrew Phelps, but I would swear to that.
Do you know what he calls? I mean, does he normally call heads? Does he call tails? Or
no idea. No idea. No.
You do know there's a football game tonight, right?
I think there's one at 7. I'm not sure. Right, but that stuff I just kind of, let the kids decide, and then we're either going to yell kickoff team or kickoff return team. It's simple as that.
All right. It's been a great season, one way or another. We're going to talk on Monday. What do you want to do and tell the fans tonight? You need to have a huge crowd tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Chris. It's we're to the point in the season where, it's win or go home, and, both teams are going to want to win the football game. Both teams are going to come out with a lot of emotion, and it's going to be emotional at the end as well, because one team's going to be really happy and one team's going to be really sad. And but, yeah, I mean, the more people we can get out to the game tonight, the better for us. We've talked about it. We do believe that we have a strong home field advantage. We have an awesome crowd, a great band, and we can get loud, and I think that can be intimidating maybe to our opponents, and it definitely gets our guys jacked up. I know that when they come on the field and they hear that band and the crowd cheer, and when they make big plays, when they hear that crowd, it really does get our guys excited. So the more people come out tonight, the better for us, and hopefully we can make you proud one more time.
All right, Coach, I'll see you in a couple hours. Have a good rest of the afternoon. Good luck tonight.
All right, thanks, Chris.